First at 5, new video paints a picture of the police response to a busy shopping center in Glenwood Springs, where a police shooting ended with a man dead. The police chief says his officers were on patrol at the Glenwood Meadow Shopping Center west of downtown when they found someone with an outstanding warrant for firearms charges. Well, police say that man pulled out a gun and officers fired at him. Police say the man was hurt before he took cover behind a car. Now, there was a short standoff and then another round of shots fired before the man died. Police have not identified him yet. They also say nobody else was hurt in all of this. Welcome in. You're watching 9 News at 5. I'm Alexandra Lewis.
And I'm Mark Salinger. We're glad you're with us on this holiday weekend. We hope you're having a nice Labor Day. Want to take you outside right now, looking at I-70. Yeah, that's not where you want to be. Coming back from the mountains, heading back into Denver eastbound. This is, of course, a familiar sight on a holiday weekend in Colorado, or if you've ever been up skiing to the mountains. A whole lot of traffic, and they're going nowhere fast. At last check, we were seeing delays of up to an hour for people heading down from Frisco to Golden. That's not even the full way coming down from the mountains.
I know, and you don't want to be stuck in your car right now because it is beautiful outside. So let's get to Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin. How long is this warm-up going to last?
One more day, Alex, but the concern is for high fire danger as the winds have been picking up this afternoon out of the south. And so with the warm, windy weather, low humidity values, we have a red flag warning that may be extended out past 8 o'clock. And this is for areas just east of Denver. Currently, we're 91 in the city, 90 in Greeley, 90 in Pueblo, and 91 in Grand Junction. Average high this time of year is about 85. Winds are really picking up out of the east and southeast, especially around Aurora, out toward DIA, down toward Parker. And this is the area we have high concern for high fire danger tonight because of the wind and the warmth. So we have to be so very careful for the next few hours, especially in eastern Adams and eastern Arapahoe counties. So we've got a warm, dry holiday evening ahead of a cooler weather change and the chance for some beneficial showers. Today, all of the showers impacting travel south and east of us in central Texas and also in the Pacific Northwest. And so we're watching the isolated storms over elevated terrain, but they're bringing wind and lightning and not the rain we need. Coming up, we'll check the radar again and let you know when that rain and when the cooler weather will arrive. That's in Maine weather in just a bit.
Now, if you had to fly in or out of DIA today, it was actually pretty smooth. The airport got more than 90% of its flights out on time, according to FlightAware. It's a big turnaround from last week when issues with the trains caused those long backups in some of the concourses and forced some travelers to miss their flights. And with that, the unofficial last weekend of summer is basically in the books. It is meteorological, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Meteorological, got it. Fall. It starts today.
Happy meteorological fall. Alex.
That's right.
The summer of 2024 wasn't a record breaker for its heat and dry weather, but it was pretty much as close as you can get to that. Weather Impact Team meteorologist Chris Bianchi shares some perspective.
It is now official. This was Denver's second hottest summer on record. And yes, before I get into anything else, summer is still technically not over in the sense that you think of it, but as far as meteorologists think of it, summer ended back on Saturday at the end of August. We keep the seasons by full months for consistent climate keeping. That said, now that we've established that, this was our second hottest summer on record with an average temperature of 75 degrees, trailing only 2012 when we had an average temperature of 76.3 degrees. And you might remember that summer. That's the one when we had the Waldo Canyon and the High Park fire and all those 100-degree days back in June of 2012 of that year. But this is the only 2024, the only year trailing the 2012 season. But the other big impact from this summer, we only had a little less than half of our typical rainfall for the full summer season. At Denver International Airport, about 2.4 inches of rainfall over the course of June, July, and August. We averaged a combined 5.64 inches of rain. This was our 20th driest meteorological summer on record. So there's no doubt about it. It was hot and it was dry this summer in Denver and across much of eastern Colorado.
More than 10,000 hotel workers hit the picket lines this Labor Day. About half of them were in Hawaii. The rest were spread out across California, Boston, Seattle, and a couple of other cities. Colorado is not affected. Now, Unite Here, it's the union organizing the strike, said its members were looking for higher pay and other benefits from 3 hotel chains, Hilton, Hyatt, and Marriott. A rep for those chains told NBC News that they are disappointed in the strike, but they're willing to negotiate.
Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris has made her pro-union stance a major part of her campaign pitch. She spoke to union workers at an event in Detroit today before traveling to Pittsburgh for a rally with President Joe Biden.
We celebrate unions because unions helped build America, and unions help build America's middle class.
The Republican ticket, former President Donald Trump and VP nominee J.D. Vance took Labor Day off. Tomorrow, Trump is holding a town hall with Fox News host Sean Hannity. That event is taking place in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It'll be pre-taped at around 4 o'clock our time to air tomorrow night in primetime. It is the only event on the former president's calendar between now and Saturday when he speaks in Wisconsin.
The two candidates are scheduled to debate each other for the first time next Tuesday. It comes at a critical point in the campaign, with about 9 weeks to Election Day. Harris holds a slight edge in most polls and in several points ahead or where Joe Biden was before dropping out of the race. Tomorrow, Club Ravenna in Littleton will host the first congressional debate for Colorado's 4th District. The district covers a wide portion of eastern Colorado, including parts of Arapahoe and Douglas counties. Republican Lauren Boebert, who currently represents western Colorado, is facing Democrat Tricia Calvarisi to represent CD4. Their debate tomorrow will focus on business and mainly economic issues. Historically, the district leans heavily Republican. Ken Buck won with 61% of the vote in 2022.
It has been almost a week since Colorado Parks and Wildlife announced its staff had already begun trying to capture and relocate a pack of wolves that have been causing some real problems for ranchers out in Grand County. Since that announcement, CPW has really refused to share any more information about what they're doing.
9 News reporter Aaron Adelson gives perspective on just how hard it is to capture wolves from a person who has done it hundreds of times.
When it comes to catching wolves,
it's a whole science.
Few have more experience than Carter Niemeyer.
Caught hundreds of them.
He used to work for the federal government and helped with Yellowstone's wolf reintroduction.
Pups are easy to catch. The adults, it just depends.
As CPW tries to catch at least 3 wolf pups and their parents, Niemeyer says there are 2 methods. One requires a helicopter to shoot a wolf with a dart or a net, and this time of year might be the worst for that.
Because of the tree canopies.
The other way is to set traps on the ground, lure wolves with scents, and wait.
It's all very precision, whether you're trapping or using helicopters.
Since April, CPW reports wolves in Grand County have killed 16 cows and sheep. Even though a CPW spokesperson won't say when exactly they started trying to catch wolves or if they've succeeded, it's been at least 6 days. Long enough for Carter to catch something.
I fully expected to have a wolf within 3 days in a foothold trap. If I didn't have one within 3 days, I was doing something wrong.
CPW's director also won't say what he plans to do with the wolves after they're caught. He appears limited by 2 things. First, the wolf management plan states problem wolves won't be moved elsewhere in Colorado, as this is viewed as translocating the problem along with the wolves. The second issue is that CPW has regulation which states Colorado's wildlife cannot be taken from the wild to a Colorado sanctuary.
If they pull it off, I commend them, but it's not going to be easy.
Whatever the plan, Niemeyer wants to see CPW succeed. Aaron Adelson, 9 News.
It's honestly fascinating. The CPW spokesperson says the department will update the public when its operation finishes.